Black eyes open wide, it's time to testify. Movie starts off by rhyming wide with testify. And while I'm not saying that would never happen, I'm saying this movie mediocres its music way too much to get away with it. Man, Jackson sure does have a monochromatic fan base. This crowd's wider than a Kid Rock concert. Apparently Bradley Cooper worked with J.J. Abrams on Alias and caught a severe case of lens flareitis. At what point does it stop being a flare and start just being a blurry white screen? Pretty sure we've achieved maximum flare here. Less than 3 minutes in and we've got the first of many rock star hits the bottle to deal with life and fame cliches. And I know it's a cliche for a reason, and I'm not making light of alcoholism. I'm really just making light of Bradley Cooper. Also, discount Bad Blake.
Like your
Let
mouth.
you go early, but you gotta finish your job.
Well, you gotta keep your mouth clean, okay?
Sure, he's kind of being a dick here, but he's not wrong. I mean, he's letting her go early, and she's the one who didn't get all her tasks done. Pretty sure Gaga is the little monster in this scenario. Cooper, you sure you want the title font this large? Does it take up pretty much the entire screen and pretentiously indicate my grandiose idea for the importance of my work? Yeah. Perfect! Foregallowing.
Is she really singing though, or is it one of those karaoke things?
Famous musician doesn't know the difference between karaoke and lip syncing. I know he's drunk, but come on, everyone knows karaoke is still actually singing, right? I mean, I still think this is a weird place for the Stan Lee cameo, but whatever. This is an overall delightful scene, but it's also absurdly convenient timing for a huge star to just happen into a random drag show right before the most talented performer is about to sing. Jesus, Allie is so dramatic here that this might as well be a Celine Dion performance. It only takes one look for Sack to go gaga. Also, I'd remove all the sins if it turned out that Allie was actually transgender, rather than being the one performer here that is a regular-ass straight gal. Honestly, that would give this movie some serious balls.
It's a car bar. Yeah, that's why they serve all night long.
Jackson was totally lost a few minutes ago, and just happened upon the drag bar by accident, but now he knows his way around the local haunts like a pro.
I don't sing my own songs. Almost every single person that I've come in contact with in the music industry has told me that my nose is too big.
Okay, I guess this is a nice moment of self-reflection, but what the hell does Allie's nose have to do with singing her own music? It's not like she doesn't sing at all, as evidenced by the performance of La Vie en Rose just a few minutes ago.
Can I touch your nose? Let me just touch it for a second.
I'm not sure if this is improvised or scripted, but Lady and the Scamp here are so good together in this movie, I'm not even sure it matters. Just take your sin removal and move along.
All these f***ing men in there, and they're just staring at you, going, oh, you sound great, but, you don't look so great.
Okay, we all know that this happens a lot in the music industry, but it also supposes Allie's had multiple meetings with record execs and they all thought she was too ugly for the business. And even if they've scuzzed up Gaga a bit for the role, that's some supreme bull.
Talent comes everywhere.
How many drinks has Jackson had in the last few hours? I'm not saying he hasn't built up a tolerance, but drunk is drunk. And right now, he should sound like Jordan Belfort after he takes the lemon Quaaludes.
You want someone to take the picture?
No, excuse me.
You want someone to take the picture?
Touch her.
What?
The f*** just happened here? Sure, the guy was drunk, but this escalated into full-fledged roadhouse at a moment's f***ing notice? Where's Sam Elliott when you need him? It's pretty f***ing late, right? The drag bar already shut down. And then they went over to the dive bar for another round. So why is the meat counter fully stocked? They always pull that shit up for the overnight.
You play piano? Yeah, we gotta take care of this then.
Because if you didn't play piano, well, f*** your hand and the arm it rode in on.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Ah, the joke's on you, lady. You've got your phone camera set to flash, even in a brightly lit market. And it makes that stupid clicking noise that no camera makes anymore. Also, you had to what? Not check them out? Where's the receipt? Isn't there some button you have to push to complete the sale? All I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure Jackson and Allie just shoplifted.
Well, these rings are gonna get stuck if you don't take them off.
In what world do these two choose to sit on the parking curbs for this impromptu medical care? The most important ingredients of this endeavor would seem to be light and stability, neither of which is best provided here. Why are they not sitting in the car with a direct light source right now?
Put this on
Oh,
there.
sweetheart.
And just wrap it up.
Man, there's entirely too much of this meat cute spent on the stupid punch Allie threw and the ramifications for her hand.
Knocked up the family's daughter. She was just shy of 18.
Wow, casual statutory rape really tickles Allie's funny bone.
Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore?
No, Allie seems to be acknowledging that this is not only an acceptable lyric in a song, it's f***ing good. And to that I say, no, nay, yet.
I never meet the ground.
Okay, I think I'm firmly on record with being annoyed by this song, but I didn't realize how much it would taint this movie. Like, I bet before I heard the song, I would have thought this scene is touching and quaint. But since the song is tainting me, I'm gonna taint the movie with a big old tainted sin. Taint. Even if they did sit in that parking lot until the sun came up, did they also spend all morning there? Cause this is some full-ass sun, when just a second ago it was pitch black.
Hey!
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
I'm starting to think this movie started by making memes and accidentally became a somewhat cohesive narrative.
Sweetheart, you're happy here, aren't you?
Among the greatest mysteries of all time are the identity of Jack the Ripper, the location of Jimmy Hoffa, and how Andrew Dice Clay became an actor in prestige films. Some things we just aren't meant to understand.
Sweetheart,
She's got
wait a
no
minute.
space.
I want my friends to look at you.
Oh.
He becomes Frank Sinatra, and everybody else, just a bunch of nobodies.
What a weird-ass time to make this speech. Did Dice know exactly what happened with Jackson and Allie last night? That's really the only explanation for this convenient analogy.
I just want to know if she's on her way or not, that's all. Who's coming?
Apparently, you can never be too famous to play the pronoun game.
I'm Phil. We met last night.
Looks like Bradley Cooper, an Alias alum, took a page from the casting Greg Grunberg school from J.J. Abrams and gave him a token scene.
I'm what?
I said you're late.
Well, is she? I'm still kind of on team boss man here. Maybe Allie can't cut it at this job and needs to quit because she sucks at being employed, not because she has an asshole manager scapegoat.
Passive.
How'd Jackson know for sure that Allie would be bringing a +1? Ramon wasn't even around last night after the drag show. Just start the f***ing song already. This goddamn intro has gone on for longer than the entirety of Shallow.
So listen, we're gonna sing that song, all right?
You mean the one that Allie had like 4 lines for, that she sang for you in a grocery store parking lot, but that you somehow purple rained with your band, along with the fact that Allie didn't even know it was happening, and yet somehow knows the song dynamics, exactly which parts to sing and which harmony to do, and we're dealing with a sin vortex that no amount of amazingness can escape. Jesus, this entire band looks like they were sprayed down with canola oil before shooting this scene. In the shallow la la low, in the shallow la 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 low. Okay, this look deserves a send off. Jack's character is never as happy and satisfied as he is right now. He brought Allie out of her shell, he convinced her to come to the show, and he knows what a big star she can be. This movie is sometimes infuriating, but I do appreciate the hell out of this moment, so take it off, baby. In fact, this moment is so good, the rest of the movie desperately struggles and fails to live up to it again. When your movie peaks 40 minutes in, you may be in trouble. When and how did his brother arrive to save the day? Allie just walked out for a second to get some advice from her work buddy, and all of a sudden, he just knows he's needed? When we saw this performance live, Gaga's arms were fully extended on this part, but now they're tucked in. It's almost like they did several takes or something.
How do they know how many people looked at it? I think it's they call it an algorithm.
Movie suggests that a random unknown singer brought on stage at a Jackson Maine concert would be some huge YouTube hit that launches someone into stardom. And while you may be able to find some live clips on YouTube that went viral for whatever reason, this is not one of them. See, he put her on the back of his bike and they went riding down by Old Man Johnson's pecan farm. Also, rock star travels to gig via motorcycle despite owning a lavish tour bus cliche. In addition to being a top-notch vocalist and pianist, Allie can make a leather jacket appear with one simple cut to a close-up.
You were f***ing loaded and already pissing yourself a swamp song.
Piss shadowing.
You were no f***ing good. I was no good. Why'd you steal my f***ing voice? You have nothing to f***ing say.
F***ing expositional f***ing arguing. Also, this scene is the definition of Oscar bait. I understand Jack being upset about the stranger selling his nuts, but the drama comes out of nowhere here. I don't get what people complain about. I think the audience looks real and is completely faithful to his Live Aid set. Wait, it's possible I may have the wrong undeserving Oscar contender. You know, this movie totally yada yadas the band's acceptance of Allie. I'm sure they're grateful she's helping him generally stay off the bottle and stuff, but you don't think at least one of these assholes is calling her a Yoko behind her back? Also, movie's just saying that Allie integrated into the band, but how? Did she learn all of Jack's songs overnight and they just came up with extra parts for her to sing and play on the songs that were already written? 2 full minutes of a touring montage set to a song we already heard him play once in a movie that's already been made 3 times before. I'm bored. Is anyone else bored? Can we just cut to the part where he pisses his pants and go from there? Boy, from this angle, Allie sure does look like Lady Gaga. Also, we interrupt this feature-length film to bring you a full-length Lady Gaga concert.
People who need to hear what you have to say. This is not normal stuff, what you're doing.
Dude, you heard one f***ing song, and sure, he may be blowing smoke up her ass, but Rez is a big-ass music producer, so it's not like he has to sign her. Also, Jack was just with Allie, but he just wanders off suddenly so that she can have this discussion?
Are you jealous?
I'm so happy with you.
Foreplay.
I think I got an idea that might help out.
Of course you do, because if there's one thing that this movie wants to teach us, it's that the super talented singing girl couldn't have just made it without the super damaged hero guy rescuing her every single time.
Rez wants to keep me here because, you know, they rushed out the single and they were so excited that they want me to finish the album.
Holy f***, that was quick. What's it been, like a week since Rez discovered Allie? Sure, he knows he's got a commodity on his hands, but everything about Allie's rise seems like it happened overnight. Is there any cliche that we haven't thrown on poor Jackson's rock star character here? Dang it, movie. This is the 3rd full song we've had to listen to in the last 10 minutes. How many musical pieces does it take for us to get that she's becoming her own artist? I'm gonna go with less than 1. Welcome to Allie's Apollonia 6 moment. Wait, is that the 3rd Prince Purple Rain reference I've made in this video? Holy it is. Sudden Dave Chappelle.
You made me happy, man. You look like you. You were just doing it, bro.
I don't want to say this movie was stunt casted, but it is guilty of having unnecessarily famous people playing regular roles. Like, who doesn't only see Dave Chappelle here? Or Andrew Dice Clay as Allie's father? Or f***ing Lady Gaga as the titular character?
Float out to sea, and then one day you find a port.
Oh, okay.
I won't do this again. I won't come and find you.
Hey, it's the anti-last of the Mohicans.
Next time you can clean up your own mess. You understand me?
Exactly what mess did she clean up? From where I'm sitting, Thurgood Jenkins did all the work. You just flew in to give a lecture, get proposed to, and get married all of a sudden.
I saw that video on YouTube. It was great.
This is the only statement that has never been written in a comment section. This is a very sweet moment, but is the movie seriously saying that Jack was able to guess her exact ring size? Holy motherfucking everything in this movie happens so goddamn quickly. How'd they plan an entire reception with like a few hours notice? How did Allie get a billboard in LA already? I wouldn't be surprised if in the next scene she's fully gestated and popped out one of Jackson's kids.
I put my Jackson titties on.
In honor of the release of Allie's album, her friend wore her Jackson titties.
You, SNL, Alec Baldwin hosting.
But why would a weekly cast member host? This song just included the line, "Why do you come around me with an ass like that?" And I can't decide if it's purposely bad, and we're no longer supposed to think that Allie's actually talented, or just oblivious to how bad it really is, and I'm pretty sure either way it's worth a sin. The problem with this sequence is that there's nothing in Allie's background that would indicate she's on board with being this type of pop star. She sang La Vie en Rose in a drag show like 2 weeks ago, and everything she did with Jackson was super folksy. So this transformation is so blatantly gaga that I'm gonna add an extra 5 cents.
What the hell are you doing here? I'm in town for a gig.
Right, the tiny town of New York City, where everyone who visits for a gig also just happens to be at SNL, hanging around backstage.
You've just been nominated for 3 Grammys.
And you've won the Democratic Party nomination for president and the Nobel Peace Prize. And the Pope is pushing for sainthood, even though you're still alive. Things move fast in this movie, kid. Jeez, it's like 70% of the second half of this movie features Allie in the tub.
You're nominated for 3 Grammys, and it's great.
Thank you. How did you find that out?
How would he not find that out? It's 2019. Information basically downloads straight into our brains. Why would she even ask that?
You're my boyfriend if you don't treat me like your wife.
I don't even know what that means.
Wow, Jackson would suddenly be excellent at CinemaSins.
Drive you on.
Just meet me at home.
Is Jack driving himself? What happened to his loyal driver Phil, who was prominently featured at the beginning of the movie? He was supposed to be like happy to Jack's Tony Stark, but like many of the characters in this movie, disappears for massive stretches. Is this a depiction of an actual Grammy pre-party? If so, why don't more artists get wasted and pee themselves on stage? Seriously, it's not like a lot of these people are known for their restraint, right? Like, how has this not happened with Taylor Swift at least twice?
I can't believe I'm holding one of these.
Especially since I left my meat dress at home. On a major award show like this, wouldn't someone have already helped Jackson back to his seat or off to the side? It's obvious he's a mess. I know you can't make this movie without the urine-soaked trousers and all, but I just don't think he sits on the steps for this long without some attention.
Sorry I'm late.
Thanks for admitting your lateness, Jack. It's really the first step in recovery from a completely unnecessary movie cliche.
Can't be late, Jack.
Holy it's Arvin Sloan. With Grunberg driving him around, I'm pretty sure we are firmly in the Alias expanded universe. Will Tippin here is just undercover with this whole Jackson Maine thing, and the fact that no one has mentioned Rambaldi yet is absolutely a sin.
Tinnitus or tinnitus can't be fixed.
Right. Well, I just hear that tone.
You know, with the drug addiction and the public pants pissing and such, I think this whole tinnitus plotline is probably something we could have left on the editing floor.
Jack should come out on tour with me.
You realize that's not an option. No way.
Overstate much? Of course there's a way she could take him with her, and I'm excited to see this story end with them traveling together and doing heartfelt music that touches people's lives. That's where this is headed, right? Also, Rez is really the worst music manager this side of Paul from Bohemian Rhapsody.
I think we had a better band name, we might have made it.
I'm 100% convinced this is a Dodge Ram commercial, and you can't tell me otherwise.
You idolized, wasn't that?
God damn it, movie. This is like the best depiction of awkward sibling communication, and it's making it extremely dusty in here. Once and off, you motherfucker. Where did the guitar and the bag come from? When he exited the truck right before Sam Elliott did his man cry, he didn't have a single thing with him.
Just by staying married to you, she looks like a joke. It's embarrassing.
Perhaps you think I'm going to sin how tightly this villain is twirling his mustache right now, and maybe I should. But I'm more put off by the fact that this one conversation is given full credit for taking Jackson from happiness and sobriety to ending his own life. And not only that, but with Allie coming into her own with the final number, I'm not even sure the movie is actually saying he's not right. I get that this is part of how the story has been told before, but if you stop and think about these final moments, there's an argument that the movie makes Jackson's decision almost chivalrous, and I'm just never getting on board with that.
We can sing shallow together. The fans will go crazy.
I'm pretty sure that even in the fictionalized world of this movie, fans have already become sick of that song.
Hey,
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
In-movie callback is callback. This is as good a time as any to mention the website doesthedogdie.com, which has excellent information about potential trigger warnings in movies. I know some people are offended by the term trigger warnings, but it's a real thing, and I'm a big fan of anything that warns of possible causes of anxiety. So, for the site alone, I will take a sin off. And if you're feeling like hurting yourself, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. I don't care that this is a stupid CinemaSins video, that's important. If Charlie was shut into the house here, and we see all of Jackson's actions leading up to his fateful decision, how did he get outside for the devastating reveal?
He wrote a song for me. I'd like to
sing it for him tonight?
This last song from Our Lady Gaga of Sorrows is supposed to crescendo us to the fact that she is now a mature star who has found her own voice, but there's no possible way it can break through the absolute tragedy of what just happened in a way that makes this even close to a satisfying ending. Okay, the ending of this movie is sad as and I appreciate it for being a sober take on the reality of death in a relationship. But because I run a silly YouTube movie channel, I cannot let it get away with a good times in a relationship montage cliche at the end. I'm sorry, my hands are tied. And not content to destroy the lives of its characters, movie ends by destroying the only thing left standing, the fourth wall.
Go back, Sam! You can't swim!
It's good knowing he's out there, the dude, taking her easy for all us sinners.
And it was a huge party. And everybody in there was black except for Bradley Cooper for some reason.
Extreme close up! Whoa!
Jack?
Jack! Come back! Come back! You always said you liked my nose.
Aren't you gonna laugh at my nose, too? I think it's a handsome nose.
I won't insult you with pretense, Sydney. We know each other too well for that.
How's Charlie?
Charlie bit me.